For years, Roger Federer presented an image of effortless perfection. He was the seemingly invincible tennis icon, gliding across the court with a grace that seemed almost otherworldly. His natural talent, his elegant strokes, and his smooth, unhurried demeanor made it appear as though he was simply born to dominate. He looked utterly untouchable, a champion who sailed through challenges unlike others, who struggled and fought for every point. Yet, behind this flawless exterior, there was a hidden struggle. Federer, like all of us, battled internal self-doubt, anxieties that gnawed at his resolve. There was a night when the pressure became so immense, the questions so loud, that he seriously considered walking away from the sport he loved. Even the perfect man faced profound private struggles. The public perception of Roger Federer painted him as mentally impenetrable, an unshakable force. His career appeared an effortless ballet of smooth technique and a perpetually calm personality, immune to the pressures that crumbled lesser athletes. Every victory seemed preordained, every movement a stroke of genius. But beneath that calm exterior lay a fierce internal battle. He carried immense pressure, a weight that few could truly comprehend. When success came so naturally, any failure felt deeply personal, a chink in the armor of what was expected of him. This chasm between his public persona and private reality created a unique kind of burden. Then, external challenges began to emerge, chipping away at his long-held dominance. Rafael Nadal, his great rival, started consistently beating him in crucial matches, especially on the grandest stages. The media, ever quick to sensationalize, began questioning his reign, wondering if his era was drawing to a close. Younger, hungrier players were rising through the ranks, no longer intimidated by his aura. This confluence of factors triggered a profound psychological shift within him. He began questioning his abilities, his future, and his very place at the pinnacle of the sport. He silently asked himself, "Am I still good enough?" and wondered if this difficult period was in fact the beginning of the end. One night stands out as particularly pivotal, a moment when his resolve was truly tested. He had just experienced a particularly painful defeat, one that cut deeper than most. He returned to his hotel room alone, the silence amplifying the sting of loss. The exhaustion, both physical and mental, was overwhelming. In that quiet solitude, a profound desire to quit tennis took hold. He found he didn't want to train anymore, didn't want to fight to improve, didn't want to endure the relentless grind. The thought of stepping away from it all felt incredibly potent, a siren call to a different life. It was a dangerous thought, insidious in its appeal. The idea of quitting felt surprisingly peaceful, a sudden release from the crushing weight of relentless pressure and expectation. Retirement in that moment felt like relief, not failure, a quiet escape from the constant demand for perfection. This wasn't just about losing matches. It was about an identity crisis. Roger Federer had been a professional athlete, a tennis player, since his childhood, his entire life defined by the court. He didn't know who he was without the competition, without the pursuit of excellence. The sport had shaped every facet of his being. The core fear wasn't merely the fear of losing matches or titles. It was the terrifying prospect of losing his purpose, his very reason for being. Letting go of tennis felt like disappearing, like fading into an unfamiliar void where his identity no longer had a clear definition. This was the true depth of his private struggle. During this intense period, he confided in his inner circle, sharing his deepest doubts with those he trusted most. He spoke openly with his wife, his coach, and his family, these conversations becoming crucial turning points. They discussed life beyond tennis, the meaning of his motivations, and the exhaustion that had settled deep within him. Through these honest exchanges, a key realization began to crystallize. He wasn't tired of tennis itself, not the pure joy of hitting a ball or the beauty of the game. What truly exhausted him was the overwhelming weight of expectations associated with it. The world's expectations, his own expectations, the relentless demand for unblemished victory. Armed with this newfound understanding, he made a silent, profound decision to continue playing the sport. This time, however, the purpose had shifted dramatically. He wasn't continuing to chase records or to prove anything to anyone else. His motivation was simply to play, because he genuinely loved the game, for the pure enjoyment it brought him. This redefinition of success, this internal recalibration became the unexpected catalyst for his extraordinary comeback. It wasn't about external validation anymore, but about an inner satisfaction. This shift in mindset allowed him to shed the burdens that had almost pushed him away. With this lighter perspective, he began to play with a newfound freedom, a more relaxed and creative style. He accepted losses as part of the journey and savored his wins with genuine joy, no longer fearing the future or the judgment of others. He rediscovered the pure essence of the game. Paradoxically, by letting go of the desperate need to control his legacy, he achieved even greater heights. He became even more legendary, not despite, but because of this transformative period. His journey resonated deeply with fans around the world, proving that true greatness lies in more than just trophies. His consideration of quitting was not a sign of weakness. It was a profound testament to his humanity. It highlighted the intense internal battles faced by even the greatest champions, a struggle against one's own thoughts, and the immense pressures of an unforgiving world. This vulnerability made him even more relatable, more revered. Federer continued success in the later stages of his career stemmed directly from rediscovering his pure passion for the game. He remembered why he had started playing in the first place, stripping away the layers of expectation and pressure. It was a journey back to the joy of tennis, the simple love of the sport. The night he almost quit was the night he truly became free. Free from the burden of perfection, free from the crushing weight of expectation, and free to play with an unbridled joy that ultimately defined his later glorious years on court. It was a profound lesson in purpose, resilience, and the enduring power of finding your way back to yourself.